Well, in this episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, we learn a lot about Soulburner's backstory. Though we'd already been told that Soulburner was a part of the Lost incident all those years ago, I kind of needed to see it for myself to truly believe it, and luckily in this episode we did. We saw Soulburner as he got rescued from the place. They ask him, do you know where you live? Do you know who you are? Actually has some parents, unlike Yusaku, where they come. Well, his grandparents come, should I say. And they're like, oh, we were so worried about you. We're glad to have you back. You can come home with us. And like, oh, okay. Where's my mum and dad? They're like, they're dead. So this is probably going to be something that's changed, possibly, in the dub version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. This is the first parents killed, I think, rather than just being like an orphan or something like that. Soulburner's parents were looking for him, and unfortunately they could not find him, and then one tragic day while they were looking for him, they were involved in an accident that killed them both. I thought that was a little bit convenient, that they both get killed off in an accident kind of thing. I guess it happens when you're out every single day. It's a risk you take, I guess. But I don't know, I thought it was a bit strange. They were both killed off like that. I thought there was going to be like, commit suicide or something. I don't know, I was just trying to think of a reason why they would both die at the same time. But yeah, accident. So now we know the motivations behind Soulburner, the actions that he's done. Not only had the tragic incident in his past traumatized him, but as soon as he comes out of that incident, he was unable to rekindle his life due to so much having changed, having lost his parents now. Though he still did have his grandparents, so it could be argued that maybe he could have picked up a normal life, but he felt like he could never really continue time. His time had stopped just like Yusaku, and the only way, well, we didn't know that just yet, but he didn't really feel like going to school. Everything he did, he sort of did it half-heartedly. He really didn't have any motivation. It wasn't until he saw Go, Blue Angel, and Playmaker taking action against the people that had done this to him, did he finally realise that I know how to get my time going now. I'm going to do it by dueling, and I'm going to stop the people that did this to me, make sure it never happens again. So now we know that Soulburner's motivation and the things he does, I think it's really good. He even has a little squeeze back home who was called Kiku or something like that. She seemed to be a possible girlfriend or something to his. But we never really got to see too much of that anyway, so never mind. Overall then, in terms of the other characters that were involved in the Lost incident, I think that puts him right up there with, you can understand why he's doing the actions that he is, why he would like to pursue this life instead of just having a normal life now. So, yeah, I understand where Soulburner's coming from. Fair play. On the other end of the spectrum, we have Go Onizuka, now a bounty hunter, who, at one point in this duel, he goes to attack with his T-Rextal, which, again, I love to say that name, T-Rextal. So satisfying. He goes to attack, and he says, the old me would have attacked the bigger monster, the Clash of the Ace monsters to entertain everyone. That's what the old me would have done. But I'm a bounty hunter nowadays, so I'm going to attack that little piece of crap monster and try and guarantee me the win. Which, first of all, I thought was quite funny, because he'd already, just prior to this, tanked an attack, which not really guaranteeing a win if you're tanking stuff that could erase you or whatever things those little sphere things do. God knows how he survived, actually, because the spheres touched the other people that completely wiped them out. But I guess he was okay. The point he was just trying to make is, though he's not the same Go Onizuka he was before, he's not doing things to entertain people, he is still himself. He still doesn't want to win a duel by someone like outside forces. Which also made me laugh because that girl, which we've seen little bits and pieces of her, Zaizen's colleague, she's like, oh man, I really don't want Zaizen to lose his job. I'm going to help out here. And when she's like trying to get the orb to like hit him, she looks so like maniacal and crazy. I'm like, why have they done that? Why don't they just do it normally? For me personally, I didn't want this duel to end in a draw. I saw a few people did want this to end in a draw, and it ended in a loss for Go, which I think, oof, his character at the moment, he's got to be really feeling down in the dumps. He wanted to duel Playmaker so he could prove that he's the best, and instead he's just lost to a second fiddle, if you will. He even has this little monologue at the end. He says where, like, oh, everybody suffers defeat at some point. It's like, well, you have. Everybody else who is undefeated at the moment hasn't, but okay. And he's like, the person who you really are is shown after you're defeated. You'll realise who you really are. Will it corrupt you? Will it destroy you like it has me? And then I love the way Flame sort of undercut the moment. It's like, wow, he's pretty bitter. He must lose a lot. So that made me laugh. Honestly, Go Onizuka, his character has completely gone downhill for me now. I just don't like his character motivations or his ideology or anything like that now. I don't know where this defeat defines you kind of things come from now. Whereas before, or typically, it's just how you duel defines who you are, what kind of duelist you are. You respect your monsters, blah, blah, blah. But apparently now, it's if you're defeated, that defines who you really are. You'll either become a scumbag who's really salty that you lost, and you'll be like, meh, it happens, ah well. In terms of the duel though, the duel was okay. I think the highlight moment had to be when Soulburner got out his ritual monster. Yes, we've had another ritual monster in this series. It's weird that they're going for rituals, but it makes sense. If you're just going to keep the Link monsters in, then you can't really use any of the other extra deck monsters because that would undercut the Link monsters, and you really want to promote that in the trading card game because you want people to buy the Link monsters. So how can they do that? Well, they just use some ritual monsters, and we had a new ritual monster which was called Salomon Great Emerald Eagle, whose ability was, I think, if you tribute a Link monster on the field, you can attack a monster, it is automatically destroyed, I think, and then you deal damage equal to that monster's attack. It was pretty powerful. He actually won the duel for him, so yeah, I do like seeing these ritual monsters. It's cool seeing the rituals summon. Animation as well, looks really awesome. Yeah, what do you guys think of that monster? The one defense I'm going to give Go Onizuka is the fact that I'm sure someone will play this line. They'll be like, oh, that duel didn't count. Go wasn't dueling as himself. He wasn't dueling as his entertainer self. He was dueling as his bounty hunter self. Get rid of your bounty hunter self. Duel as yourself. And then he'll either win or draw or something like that. It's like, there's your true self. It was within you all this whole time. You just needed to believe in yourself. So that's the defense that could probably use for Go. I hope they don't go down that route. I hope they just keep him as a salty entertainer, but yeah, we'll have to see. The episode ends with Playmaker going down to the core, the thing that he's been pursuing, and it made me laugh a little bit. I know it's a show. You've got to have some creative liberties and things like that, but he's like, at the bottom of that core in this digital world, there's going to be a grate, and you've got to get through that grate. So I was just like trying to imagine the people that create this like digital construct. They're like, let's put a grate here. That's a good idea. We'll need that. But that's when the Dark Souls guy, Blood Shepherd, makes his appearance, flings his little energy ball at him, and says, "I'll kill you." And the episode ends there. From what we've heard about Blood Shepherd so far, apparently he kills his enemies, and then in the preview for the next episode it says like in 3, so maybe it's in 3 turns he says he'll kill someone. So, curious to see what Blood Shepherd will do. The fact that Blood Shepherd's identity is hidden as well could foreshadow him being one of the AI users, one of the people in the last incident. Not a guarantee, probably not even true. It'll probably be some like kid or something like, oh no, don't kill me, I'm Blood Shepherd. That would probably be the funniest reveal. Overall, the episode was good. The character building was probably the highlight of this episode. Really good. We get to see a little bit more of Soulburner and his backstory, which I really enjoyed. The duel, overall, it was okay. It was nice to see a couple new monsters, but overall, it just kind of ended, so I didn't think it was that amazing. But I'd love to know what you guys thought of this episode in the comment section below. What do you think of Go nowadays? Do you like him? Do you dislike him? What do you think of Soulburner? Is he growing on you? Do you think he's actually a really good duelist? Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. But other than that though, guys, thank you very much for watching, and catch you later.